Hey guys, hope you're doing well today, and welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be ranking LEGO clone commanders. And I know this is going to be a controversial topic, and I'm not going to be right for every single one of you in every single ranking. Nonetheless, let's lay out some ground rules. Who a certain clone trooper is up to me. So if I want to say that the BARC trooper is Commander Neo, I'm going to say that. If you disagree, you can comment below that, but I'm going to say that. Next, Commander Rex is not going to be listed here, simply because he is a commander in his career for way too short of a time. Finally, I am not going to be ranking any unofficial LEGO figures or any of the Rebels figures, so I don't care about an old Commander Rex, an old Commander Wolf. And with those things out of the way, let's get into the video and our first ranking. So my first ranking here is number 8, and that's going to be our Commander Clone Wars. That's the name I'm going to give this unnamed commander. And I think he's an example of how we aren't going to really have any bad minifigures on this list, but just because he's an unnamed Clone Wars commander, I believe that he's just kind of the worst of the best, which isn't a bad place to be. But he's just not the best, and he can't be any higher because he's not named and he doesn't have as much detail. The thing he's got going for him, though, is that he's from an amazing battle pack, arguably the best of all time. At number 7, we have Commander Cody. Unfortunately, we've never gotten a Phase 2 Commander Cody, and that really hurts our Phase 1 and our appreciation of our Phase 1 Cody. This gets all the marks for accuracy, but I think just the lack of a Phase 2 Cody really hurts this figure. I do like it, I do enjoy it, I just think that we need a Phase 2 Commander Cody in LEGO as an official LEGO. At number 6, we have our Phase 1 Commander Gree. From this point forward in the video, I could understand a ranking of any particular order, so it's just basically my rankings from here on forward. This Phase 1 Gree I have lower because our Phase 2 Gree is so awesome. I really do love this figure though. I think everything from here on forward is going to be A tier, but I do like this figure a little bit less. Things I do appreciate about this minifigure though are its great printing. I love the torso and leg printing, pretty unique. That strap across his chest, and the helmet printing is awesome. I just think that we have such a better assortment right after. At number 5, we have the first ever clone commander that we see in Star Wars. I personally love this figure. I think its simplicity is the reason it's so great. It's basically just an episode 2 clone trooper with just yellow markings. This is arguably the second most movie accurate clone trooper on this list. I think that you can't do much better in representing this commander. I think just the lack of screen time for this particular character ranks him lower, but at the time this was my favorite. And while we're speaking of favorites, or lack thereof, at number 4 I have Commander Fox. This might be a difficult decision for me because I know a lot of you guys don't like the character, but this printing, especially the torso printing on this figure, is probably the best on this list. This was my childhood favorite LEGO minifigure of all. Regardless of what Commander Fox does in the Clone Wars TV show, I think that this LEGO minifigure is fantastic. It has perfect color scheme, great helmet printing, probably the best torso printing I've seen on a LEGO clone trooper. And I think the only way you can get this better is maybe to change who it is, and also just do some leg printing, like it's an issue with a lot of them. At number 3, I have another controversial pick, but for a very different reason. It's Commander Neo. I know a lot of you guys might consider this the BARC trooper. That might even be the official LEGO entry. I've seen a lot of kind of conflicting opinions on who this is and what this is, but I'm going to say this is Commander Neo for this video. I think it looks just like him. Whether it's him or his fellow BARC trooper, 91st Recon trooper, on the bike beside him while he kills his Jedi general, that doesn't really matter. I think it's Commander Neo. Anyway, this minifigure has probably the most unique printing on the list. I think that the insignias themselves speak a lot for the type of asymmetry that they're going for in this figure, and I think that's why it does so well. It's such a unique figure with a good amount of asymmetry. It's almost like the minifigure version of the Rogue Shadow build. I think that it's an awesome minifigure that you can't go really wrong with from here on out, and they could have gone wrong with this. I think LEGO does a great job in making 91st Recon clones, whether it's the original Phase 2 one or it's this more modern look. At number 2, we have Commander Wolf. I think that this all around is yet another great, unique type of print. The symmetry on this one is present, and I don't think that's a bad thing. A great thing about Commander Wolf is that this figure doesn't leave us wanting for more like the Cody one does. Although we don't have an official Phase 2 Wolf, this Phase 1 print and figure is phenomenal and doesn't really require one. I particularly like the way that the top of the torso print kind of blends the arms together, and also the color choice. The helmet printing altogether is possibly the best on this list, but we are about to see a clone trooper that does everything as well as any other. If you guys haven't already figured it out, my number one choice for our LEGO Clone Commanders is Commander Greedo Phase 2. For the purposes of this video, I will not be distinguishing the two particular Phase 2 Commander Grees that we get in the two AT-APs because the differences are relatively small and don't make a difference in the summation of the figure. If you want a more accurate LEGO minifigure altogether in terms of getting it to portray the movie character, you're not going to get it. This literally looks like it's just a Lego shape of what we see on screen for episode 3. In addition, it does not hurt that the sets that this figure's been in have been spectacular, most recently the AT-AP. And while this figure is relatively abundant, it's still really valuable. It's probably my favorite clone minifigure, I would say, right now, just because it does everything so well. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you somewhat agree with my rankings. If you don't, I'd really like to see yours in the comments below. Whether or not you did like my rankings or agree with them, I'd like to see you subscribe to me and like it. I don't see why you wouldn't like this video. I hope I made it somewhat entertaining. LEGO videos should be entertaining. And let me know what you'd like to see next and what kind of ranking videos you'd like to see next. But most importantly, have a great day. Stay safe.